Welcome back to Severed Sons, everyone. We are a Frostmaiden actual play D&D podcast, and we are excited to bring you tales of the frozen north and the everlasting Rime. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey, it's Paul. Nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. It's Ross.
Hey, everybody. It's Blake.
Hey, I'm Josh.
Hey, it's Zach.
Hello, it's Claire.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
It's getting close to Christmas, guys. This is close to December.
Jingle?
We're past Thanksgiving.
Not for
now.
listeners. But
No,
Yeah.
this will be like
Blast
February,
from
right?
the past.
Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Whatever you
Happy-
celebrate or if you don't.
Yeah.
Valentine Christmas Day, love.
Yeah.
that's where we're
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone is ready, let's begin tonight's episode of Severed Sons, episode 37, Power Up. Last time, stunned by the events of Kai's sacrifice, you surveyed the room looking for casualties, but only Brune was injured in the blast. Spitz, you and Trax aided the turtle, who was puzzled by the fact that he had escaped relatively unharmed. As the crowd began to disperse, Trax observed Willard, the townie who looked like Farron, trying to sneak out without being seen. The kobold awkwardly tried to catch him, but called out to Spitz, who stopped Willard with effortless ease. After you were asked by Speaker Duvest to attend a City Hall planning meeting the next morning, you decided to return to the Temple of the Morning Lord so you could speak privately and discuss your plan of attack. As you were walking back, Captain Scath caught Fang's eye and handed him a farewell note that also ended with a mysterious postscript from Kai. Close to the temple, you noticed an elf wearing a lavender cardigan following you. After confronting him, he told you that his name was Rook and that he recognized you, and that the threads of fate had gone awry. Still wary of the strange man, you arrived at the temple. Questioning Willard using Spitz's imposing size and Fang's telepathic bond with Pinky, you discovered that he had met with a large, muscular kobold man and a half-orc woman who had promised him immortality by transferring his soul into the body of an elf, and that he had met them at a cabin on the shores of the Sea of Moving Ice. After stowing Willard safely away in the cellar of the temple, Donaar cooked breakfast for dinner. Knowing that you were going to have to take the fight to the Duragar fortress, Trax suggested retrieving the Shield Guardian, and Fang wanted to return to Lonelywood to reunite with the mummy who was searching for his mother's ring. When asked his opinion, Rook said something cryptic about the path not taken and leaving loose ends in fate's weave. Further questioning by Fang revealed Rook's connection to the Raven Queen. Unsettled and upset by Rook's comments, you retired for the evening, your future uncertain. I would like everyone to go off headset except for Ross.
Alrighty.
Starting with secrets.
Okay, Fang.
Yes.
You're the first to awaken. Rook, the strange follower of the Raven Queen, is nowhere to be seen. On the floor in front of the door is a single black feather.
Okay. Everybody else is still asleep.
Everyone else is still asleep.
Okay. Fang went to sleep very confused about what he was going to do, and he had plans. He was going to go to Lonelywood, but didn't feel right splitting the party and needed to go to the dragon. But now that Rook is gone, who coerced him to do that, I think he's even...
He did have a certain twisted way with his words that seemed to...
That he did, and Fang is now even more confused because he doesn't know if he placed his trust in the right place. So we woke up at level 7.
Yes. This is after the long rest, level 7.
Fang, I suppose, ponders for a moment, and I don't know, but, in meta terms, he prepares some spells for the day, and
right. Of course,
he's going to sneak out of the room if he can.
Okay, you do,
and step outside into the cold. I think he finds a corner next to the the tavern, like it's just a private area. I would assume it's early morning, as early as it can be.
You mean the temple or the tavern?
Temple where we're at.
Okay. Everybody kept saying tavern last
You're
week,
right. You're right. It is a temple. So I do think he goes outside for this, even though he's in a temple. But he goes outside and he puts his shield down into the snow, and he puts both of his rings, or makes sure they're in the mace and they're correct. He puts his mace stand up in the snow, and he casts light on it, and the two rings together, they make a sun and a crescent moon on the shield, the shadow and the light that comes from the mace, and he starts to pray to Foltus, I think, about the dragon and like everything that has happened. He tries to commune on, there has been so much loss there. We ourselves have not been able to avoid it. We have lost Kai, and we have been pulled in many directions through most of the 10 towns in a very short amount of time, and we've had a brief moment to stay, but it seems we must move again, and I just do not. I'm very confused which way I'm supposed to go, Foltus. And I think he prays like that for a while, and in the process casts a newly fourth level spell. He casts divination.
Okay.
And this spell, your magic and an offering, puts you in contact with a god or their servants. You ask a single question concerning a goal, event, or an activity that's to occur within 7 days, and then you give me a truthful reply. So,
did it say offering?
It does say offering, and he ponders on that for a second, and he kind of like pats his pockets, and he comes up kind of short, but his hand enters, or his hand brushes by the dead Chewinga that had a black stone in it, and Fang, he's pondered on that for a long time, and he, concerning all of the deaths surrounding them and the relationship that he had with the Chewinga, he doesn't want to carry this around anymore. So he puts that on his mace in the middle of the light, and sees if that helps.
The Chewinga, because it just looks like a doll. There's just no moving parts. Yet it's just basically like just stiff, like almost like plant-like hard structures that seems very resistant to pushing and pulling. The black stone just seems to be kind of buried in its chest, and as you hold it to the light, the Chewinga starts to glow, but the black stuff does not.
Okay.
And you kind of close your eyes for a moment, and you hear a booming voice, but like a very kind of warm, fatherly voice say, "The guardian of the elven tomb continues his quest and has not finished it yet."
And Fang, kind of holds his breath for a little bit, because he doesn't often speak. He's never really spoken with Foltus, I don't think. And he doesn't know if that was Foltus himself or a servant or anything, but he nods his head, and with his eyes still closed, he says to himself, kind of more than anything, he says, I sent it on a quest, and it is not finished. So, and he takes a deep breath and lets it out. He says, "It must wait." Kind of starts nodding to himself and opens his eyes.
And as you open your eyes, you hear thump, something fall into the snow. And you look and you see kind of wisps of smoke where the Chewinga was. And on the ground in the snow is a smoking piece of black charlatan.
Does it look any different than charlatan we've seen before?
Nope. It looks exactly like all the other kinds, like shiny black rock. It looked like it was like somehow infecting the Chewinga.
And the Chewinga's gone now.
The Chewinga's completely gone.
Okay, then Fang packs up he continues to pray, I think, for a little bit longer, and just when the time feels right, when he feels that he's I guess the moment is past, he packs everything up, and if he looks for a piece of cloth he just had from his rations, I guess, and wraps up the charlatan in a piece of cloth and brings it inside to the temple, and He'll leave it on the altar at the front,
Okay.
near the front of the temple, and
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll stay in the sanctuary then for a little bit until everybody else comes down or comes out.
You all wake up. Fang is not in the room, the common room, where you were sleeping with the cots. Rook is nowhere to be seen, and you see a single black long feather at the doorway.
I imagine Donaar's not up with everybody else. He took a couple big rips before he went to sleep, so and he needed a good rest. So I think he's out.
I also imagine Trax. Trax spent some time last night up late working on something, so he's kind of like passed out, tools in hand, like over some, like a pile of some metal. Still probably just snoring away.
If Spitz is up, she's suspicious, notices that her friends are still resting, is not sure if it's an immediate cause for alarm, so she would start sneaking about, just seeing if they're there.
You don't see Fang, but you also hear a fire burning in the next room.
Yeah, so she'd probably go to the next room.
Oak would grab the feather and then follow.
Okay, Fang's sitting there. What are you doing, Fang, when they come in?
Fang is likely in his journal, but probably switching between his and his father's journal, just kind of going through pages, but sitting near, I suppose, a fire in the sanctuary. If there's a hearth of sorts, I guess, in that area. Is that the fire you're referring to?
Yeah, it's like the main room, the main area.
Cool.
Where it's sort of like the side. This area that you're in is sort of off the main chapel. It's like the main entrance where the clergy come in and where Copper Knocker comes in.
Did your warm ups? Copper Knocker.
Copper Knocker.
And Fang's pouring through the two journals near the fire.
So you both see Fang just keeping himself warm by the fire.
We were worried for a moment.
About me? Oh, do not worry about me.
Unsure where you were. We found this feather. Thought something weird had happened.
Yes,
I'll toss the feather behind him.
It appears our new band member has fled sometime in the night.
Fled? From what?
Not sure. He seemed to not want us to know that he was leaving. The feather seems like a calling card or something of the sort. Either way, he is not here now.
How are you this morning?
We're asking that. It's quite nice of you. I know. I understand that I went to sleep quite confused. I woke up the same way, if I'm being quite honest.
As did I.
I have spoken with someone who I trust wholeheartedly. I have communed with Fultus, and I do believe that the search for my mother's artifact continues, and I will be joining you all on the journey toward either the Shield Guardian or the Dragon. Wherever we go, we stay together. And he gives everyone a very polite smile, sincere smile, and a curt nod as he's pouring through the books still.
Well, it could be that we do both at the same time, like we had talked about, or we could wait for your thing until after we've done the others.
Yes, there are many roads in front of us right now, Oak, and I suppose none of us knows which road is the right one, but it is clear to me now that the right one has five footprints in it.
I like that.
Wise words, my friend.
You know what?
You all know that the town council, the speakers are having a private meeting, which you are invited to discuss options, military options, what to do, like how to protect the towns, and that meeting would be at 9 Bells. And you still have like an hour or so, but we're going to cut to the beginning of that meeting, unless any of you have any. Oh, and you're all level 7. I did not mention that at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, we sure are.
But yeah, level fucking 7.
I just wanted to have Trax wake up and be like, we have to get moving. Don't you get up, you little
me?
And he hits the table in front of him, and a little mechanical owl pops up.
Oh my god!
Let's go.
There she is.
Alandi.
Get moving.
I'm so excited.
Alandi just kind of turns its head slowly toward you and does one little hop.
Yeah, you seem fine. All right, let's go.
Hearing that, Donaar would be like, you want me? I'm sorry, I didn't know if you were yelling at me to wake up. It knocked me out last night.
Do you need a little wake up, a little boost?
I used to,
Get
dude.
up.
Like,
Get up.
I was gonna say I'm probably okay.
Get
like,
moving.
I'm awake now. Donaar's rubbing his eyes, still holding the water pipe. Yeah, I think I'm fine. It's just being responsible takes it out of me, dude.
I know.
It's a big change for me, but I'm trying. All right, what you yelling at? Oh, Alondi's back. Great. Hey, what's up?
Londi like raises a metal wing.
I thought she might be of use if we are to head back out into the frozen north.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I think it's a good call. I think Alandi can scout a little bit, and we don't know Spitz super well. Donaar gives a little morning cough, but she seems to be pretty good at tracking, like Oak is, and I think I'm optimistic. Trax. I don't know why. I guess I feel like I need to be.
It's been a rough few days.
Yeah.
But, I think we're on the right path.
I hope so, dude. I really freaking hope so.
We need to find everyone else.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask where everybody is. Do you know?
Spitz sticks her head in and goes, "We're going to the meeting, you dunces, and also, technically, we're going to go south."
Yeah, I meant all right, fine.
Come on.
Oh, you meant because we're in the north.
I get that. Never mind.
Yeah, let's go sit in the meeting.
You get to the meeting. They don't start the meeting until Donaar gets there. Some of the guards are like, Sheriff Donaar, we've been waiting for you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There was 9. Is it not 9 bells right now?
It's close. We were worried that you wouldn't show up.
I'm sorry. I was sleeping so hard, but I'm here now and ready.
It's been a long 2 days for everyone.
Oh yeah, you're telling me.
Please come in.
Donaar will find a seat.
And they don't. This is the town hall, not the council speaker chamber that you were in yesterday.
Right.
They take you to a back room. There's a long table with some chairs, 10 chairs around the table, but also like extra chairs kind of pulled up behind some of the chairs so that like you see Speaker Duvessa and her Sheriff Markham is sitting behind her. Speaker Dermute from Dugansol, Speaker Whalen from East Haven, Speaker Nimsey and Russell
let's go.
Are there. Speaker Maxadanar and this kind of brutish looking guy who's not Scath, but is like there as a bodyguard for him. And you also see, unfortunately, who gives you the ugly eye when you walk in, Donaar, Fief from Good.
Oh, yeah. So Donaar, seeing that ugly eye, will not say anything. We'll just give kind of a nice, polite Fang-style grin and nod and turn and find a seat.
Also, behind Speaker Duvessa is a half-elven man in what looks to be dark ranger clothes, like black cloak. And we'll get to him in a moment. But Duvessa stands up and says, now that everyone is here, let's get started, and unfurls a map of Icewind Dale onto the table. And I'm going to take you to that map.
Hell yeah.
Bless.
She looks at all of you as you're coming in and speaks to Donaar. Donaar, it looks like the people of Caer Konig would accept you as sheriff if you officially want the position.
Wow. Donar's going to kind of put his hands on the table and nervously kind of rub for a second and say, it's a big undertaking, and I'm so honored. I got to be honest. I might have to sheriff from away for a little bit, which I understand might not fly.
We are sending militia from Bryn Shander to all of the 10 towns to secure and make sure that there's no looting going on into any of the destroyed buildings or anything like that.
Oh, sure.
It will be safe, and there are others there in Caer Konig. The innkeepers, the sisters, can help watch over the town. You and your group, you were able to drive away the dragon. And we know that it flew south. We have men followed it to the south. We have a wizard with them who sent us a message to let us know that it's back into the fortress. We know where the fortress is. I'm sure you do too.
Oh, all too well. All too well.
We wanted, before we started to make plans on protecting the valley, we know that the dragon must be taken care of. What ideas have you come up with, you and your friends come up with?
Donaar clears throat and look. Everybody's in the room, right? It's not just where we're all sitting.
We're all sitting around this table. Yeah.
In the interest of transparency, we do have a plan. My friend Trax, you want to wave to the people? That's Trax.
Hello.
He's great. Has knowledge of a potential shield guardian that may be able to aid us.
Trax is going to hold up the amulet.
That's an amulet for the shield guardian. It's very nice.
Speaker Donaar looks at it kind of like a glint in his eye, says, oh, what kind of contraption is that?
It will lead me to the shield guardian, among other things.
A tracking stone, he says.
Perhaps. I'm not sure of the intricacies of it.
Speaker Nimsy says, so where did you Sunny Boys get that thing?
We found it in a ruined hideout of a very powerful wizard.
Speaker Devessa says, there's lots of lost and forbidden magic in the north. It's just there for the taking. If it's something that can help us against the dragon. So any other ideas from the table? Any of you?
That's pretty much what we're working with.
Plan A.
My plan. That's
Right.
plan A.
Plan A.
In terms of the dragon, I know there's a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done. And I know I talked a lot yesterday, but I hope you can all understand it was out of necessity. I'm willing to.
We do. We definitely do.
He was a scary man. He was a scary man. And I wanted to expose him. So I'm comfortable to take a back seat today. If you will put your faith in us, our group, to work towards the dragon in the south.
You have proven your worth to the Dale.
No way, really?
You have proven your worth many times to the safety and security of Icewood Dale, to the 10 towns.
Donaar's got this dumbfounded grin. He's just like, I appreciate it. It's very nice. It's just that no one's ever said that to me before. So thank you. I'm going to keep trying to do it. That's wow. That feels good.
Just give him that positive reinforcement.
Yeah, that's what it depends on the people. Like, some people need it.
I would like to introduce you to a man who 2 years past aided in defending the town of Bryn Shander against a frost giant attack. Bran, what's your last name?
Sherwood.
Sherwood.
I like to think that was in game. It's just like Sherwood.
It was the right choice.
Bran, during the issues with the giants we've had a couple of years ago, Bran Sherwood and his companions helped defend the town against a frost giant attack. He has come to the north and has been here and helped save many lives during the attack. And he has offered his aid in any way possible to help bring this dragon down and to aid you in your quest, whatever it may be, to help defend Icewind Dale.
Oh, absolutely.
Bran, would you like to introduce
Oh,
yourself?
please.
Well met, friends.
Well met.
We've heard great things about you. I'm excited to see them in action.
Yeah, well,
Would you like to describe yourself?
Bran is a middle-aged half-elf. He has dark hair, a medium-length beard, both of which now are starting to gray just a bit. He is dressed in ranger's clothes. However, with someone of his reputation, they look a lot neater and nicer than they should. So his hair and beard are much better kept than you would expect of a roving ranger. But he does wear a cloak that's a little dingy. It kind of betrays the rest of his pretty put-together outfit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a pretty rugged, weathered-looking guy.
Well, Bran, if they are to speak towards your skills and abilities, I'm sure that we would be more than glad to have you accompany us. We recently lost our friend. Although no one can replace him, I think that having a sixth member with us would certainly help.
I'm sorry for your loss. I know what it's like to lose a companion, so I'm here for you.
Here's hoping he found that peace.
Whoever's sitting next to Oak, he would just kind of nudge on the shoulder and say, as far as first impressions go, this is much better than the last guy.
I imagine that might be Fang that he nudges. Fang kind of raises his eyebrows and he says, first impressions are rarely correct, but this is going well.
So, who are all of you, if I may ask?
We don't have like a title name or anything. We are just a
Whoever
party
does.
of, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it's kind of goofy to give your group a name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're just a bunch of people doing good or bad. It's kind of a little weird.
We try our best to do good, though.
We do.
Being a part of a guild is pretty fun, but...
Right.
We're kind of like a guild that adventures, and we have done our best over the last few weeks to protect those who are in need. And I think we've gotten some pretty cool things accomplished.
The kobolds.
What
we got the kobolds.
The kobolds from the mine.
We killed the yetis.
We killed a couple of yetis.
We got did you hear about the moose? Did
you hear about the moose?
We got the moose.
Oak proudly shows his shield that is made of the moose.
We captured some chimichangas.
We got them.
This is all very fascinating, but I do think he perhaps meant our names. I'm Spitz. The small one is Trax. The green one is Donaar. The one with the fangs is Fang. And the turtle is Oak. It's lovely to meet ya.
Pleasure.
We get sidetracked from time to time.
You will get used to it.
It was wonderful. I didn't know those things, so it is great to know. I'm pretty new as well, Bran. Lovely to meet ya.
What else do we do?
Trax, we can talk about this later.
It does sound less impressive when you ramble, but make me a list.
Now saying it all.
When we're like searching for something to say, to be like, oh, what have we accomplished?
Saying it all out loud isn't as neat.
From now on, Trax is going to keep a very specific list.
Remember that time we defeated that kobold?
Remember that time you were a snowman?
I'd rather not talk about that.
What?
That one does sound interesting. But...
You were a snowman?
We'll tell you all. Yeah, we got so many stories. But if we're traveling a lot, I guess we'll have plenty of ample time to tell both of you.
We do have a long walk.
Or a long ride. We happen to be privy to some dog sleds. Quite handy.
Have you lived here long? Say you're from Bryn Shander?
No. I grew up in Hartsvale. It's far to the east of here, but I did spend quite a bit of time in the Dale. Years past. Now I live in Waterdeep. It's much quieter.
Whatever you are doing here now, there has been a lot of talk of fate and the crossing of threads lately that has seems to be proving true. Every day there are new threads, and we are happy to have you. You look quite accomplished, if I do say so. I mean, you clearly can handle a frost giant by yourself, which is no easy feat, and these rave reviews, and he looks at Duvessa and says, speak volumes for who you must be, so...
Don't get carried away too much. It has been a few years. I am a bit rusty, but I hope I can offer some help.
Oh, for sure.
At that, like, how rusty. We will see. We will oil those joints. I'm sure we will find some trouble soon.
You notice that as you started talking, the rest of the speakers have kind of like gathered around the other end of the table and are starting to talk logistics about moving people to this town and going to Lonelywood and grabbing lumber to move to Bremen so they can start rebuilding houses and sending security forces out into a lot of logistic things that don't really affect you, but they obviously have some sort of plan in motion to help secure the Dale. And they've sort of like let you all talk.
Well, I suppose we should talk about the plan then.
So if we get the dog sleds, how long would that take us? A day? More?
That sounds like an
Perhaps
question.
More.
We're going due south.
That's pretty far.
If you go a straight shot, it's 30 miles.
I know how long it could take, but I do not know the ways that Spitz knows.
Well, I know more of shortcuts through the mountains. When it comes to crossing tundra, that's really all you got is the option to take the dog sled. But I imagine we could get there in a day or two.
If you took the road,
The road is faster.
The road's faster. Like it's like 15 miles to get to like the forest, and then you could like travel along the Red Run past this point right here, and then cut across the river. The Red
Safer.
Run,
We don't get lost that way too.
to get
Just
up in the mountains.
in miles of white. We can
Out in the
follow
middle
the
of
mountains.
nowhere.
In a blizzard.
What's the weather like?
On road, it's 3 miles an hour. Across
Okay.
snow, it's 2 miles an hour. And if you're like in mountain where you have to like get off and go across ravines, it's 1 mile an hour.
So it'd be a long day.
Long
Could we
day.
reach there? We could reach there by night.
Surely.
Well, it's always dark, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Before we leave, Donaar would have a last note about Kerkonig. I just want to make sure that if I am taking on the role of sheriff, which I am very honored once again, I want to make sure that I have deputized a couple of folks. So I would like to, by proxy, if I may, as my first official act, that wasn't speaking at the ceremony, or speaking at the meeting yesterday, deputize some guards who are going, and also the sisters you mentioned who are keeping watch over the town.
Markham says, actually, Sheriff Markham says, I can let them know. I can make Allie and Corey. Yes, Allie and Corey.
Yeah.
They were perfectly capable, and just so some others are armed as well, temporarily deputizing a couple of guards that are going, and if possible, I know that I'm traveling, it's work and it's a lot, but if there would be any way to send a bird to get a message to me if anything does go wrong, just so I'm aware, communicating with the town. If that's not possible, I understand.
We have a few mages here who can get messages to you.
Oh, word. Okay, I'll be going south and then west.
Actually, Duvessa says, so in all seriousness,
Yeah.
Sheriff Donaar, what do you know of this awakened Axebeak named Ted Johnson?
Wow, where do I begin? We met Ted. So much has happened since. Oh, good.
We met him
Ted.
at Kerkonig.
We met him in Kerkonig.
He was bait.
And he was. We used him.
No,
Was
He
he
was not
awakened then?
awakened. And to be honest, we know very little about his actual awakening. When he came to us talking in business, he did not tell us official details. He told us that someone came along and gave him this ability, and now he's thinking these thoughts and saying these things.
Fife says, mutters under his breath, frost druids.
It's probably it.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know a lot about them, but it seemed like some darkness.
We fought one once.
We did? Okay, cool.
Lonelywood.
Oh, yeah, right. Donaar doesn't have an idea, but he's acting.
Awaken the moose.
Yeah, okay.
Russell.
Yeah, Russell. Okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you. So much has happened.
Russell kind of like, hi, Bran. I'm Russell. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Would you like a berry?
Sure.
They're super good.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I made them into pancakes.
Speaker Nimsy actually kind of like does this and like pushes over a box that's wrapped in ribbon. It's a pretty big box and hands it to you all.
Nimsy, it's very not. Is this for us?
I stayed up. I stayed up all night. I knew you'd need some treats for the
Well,
night.
Nimsy, and if it's in front of Donaar, he'll grab it and unwrap that and open it.
There are 4 dozen cookies inside,
Nimsy,
Wow. Incredible.
Yes.
wow.
and they're all different flavors. And on top, there are 5 cookies that are shaped like each of you.
Oh,
This is incredible.
Spitz straight up
Wow.
cries, but very quietly about it.
Thank you, Mimsy. This is more than just cookies. This is hours of work, and we are grateful.
Well, I've got to keep my boys
Oh.
safe, okay? And if a cookie can help keep you safe.
thank you.
Spitz, you're one of the boys now.
Thank you.
I'd call you my sons, but
I'd be honored to be your son, Nimsy.
Clearly, you all have made quite an impression.
Well, I suppose so. I do feel very supported right now, which is nice after a week or so of destruction and sadness. I feel pretty good going forward. And Bran, if you're going with us, that means you're protected and supported as well.
Sheriff Donaar, Duvessa says, when you return and things have calmed down a bit, we will talk about having an election, a fair and free election for...
Oh, I totally understand. I know that this is temporary, and I do not want to infringe upon the good people of the good old CK. So,
Oh, you're sheriff. Don't worry about you. Your job is secure. It's whether you want to run for speaker.
right. I also, in terms of sheriff job, like I want that to go past the people as well, because a lot of them don't know me either. And if they don't feel safe, especially after the dragon business, we'll have a chat. Just know I'm fully on board. And if I'm removed from my position, hell yeah.
Speaker Nimsy says, go save the towns.
We'll try. Our best.
Fade to Valen's house. She told you where it was. And you're standing outside Valen.
Right quick, before we leave the town hall meeting, I would kind of step into the strategic planning meeting to grab Speaker Duvessa's attention for a sec.
Got it. Yes.
And I would just take this tiny little rolled up scroll and I would hand it to her. I was like, if at any way possible you could get this to Waterdeep for me, I would appreciate it.
Would you prefer physical? Do you want, I mean, it's hard to get things out of them.
If your wizard can transfer the message, that's perfectly fine.
I just didn't want to open it
Oh,
without.
no, you're fine. It's just a check-in.
I'll pass it along.
Thank you.
And she tucks it into her robes. And you all leave the town's council meeting, and go up to Valen's. Valen is standing outside. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Valen is standing outside. She's got the dog sleds ready. And she's got all 15 of her kobolds kind of like in a little military formation. And a couple of them are really antsy because they're cold. And the other ones are like slapping them. And and Valen gives them a sharp look. And she says, take any of these little boys you need. If you need any help, they'll help you.
Wow, we appreciate the help. And we have not forgotten that we owe you a debt of gratitude, and we will help you as soon as we return. I'm sure you understand the urgency of this mission.
Of course, of course. I'm doing some research, and I think I'll have more information when you come back.
If you could, while you're doing some research, if you could do Fang and I a favor.
Of course.
We have two leads of a personal matter. If you could let me know if you hear anything or notice anything about a tavern to the northern end, just beyond. No, was it a tavern? No, it was a cabin, right?
Cavern, I believe.
Cavern. It was a
cave. I thought it was a cave. Honestly,
I believe it was a cabin 7 miles north on the shore of the Sea of the Moving Ice.
Yes, I'm combining Fang and my both information. I had a very long night. So we need a cavern and a cabin.
The cavern I'm less concerned with so much as just any word of a, and he gives a big sigh and kind of like rubs his eyebrows and he says, "A mummy." Yes, it sounds odd, but we're surrounded by zombie kobolds, so I don't think that this is too.
The swimming mummy of
Also,
Mayor
you've heard,
Gordon?
yes.
It has been seen in all 3 cities.
shit.
Sometimes fishermen bring it up, and it like questions the people on the boat if they've seen a ring, and then it dives back into the water.
That's my mummy.
This is, we are connected in a long string of destiny, and he is no threat. But he is on the.
He smells nice, though.
Oak is watching
What in
Bran watch
Maliki's
this.
name have you guys been doing up here?
oh, we'll catch you up, Bran. It's been nuts.
There's a lot. But anyway, regardless, if you find out any information about that, and if you find out any information, there's apparently there's an orc woman and a large kobold selling clones of. This sounds ridiculous.
Isn't it when you say it out loud?
When you say it sounds so weird. If you find out anything about that, we would be grateful.
I will see what I can do. Short of leaving the city, I can't leave right now, especially if you have my.
No, yeah,
oxide spies.
if you hear anything,
I'll have my spies
if
do
you
their
see a
work.
clone of yourself.
This calls for alarm.
Or you could lock it in a basement, it'll be fine.
Starting to think the giants were easy.
Valen looks at Spitz and says, "You locked a clone in the basement? Have I underestimated
With
all of you?
permission, of course. But yes, we did.
Not the clone's permission."
Surprisingly cooperative.
He was an idiot.
That did help.
But I suppose if you can spare them, and Fang looks to the group, he says, however many sleds we need, if you could spare a driver for each sled, it would take a lot of responsibility.
We'll need to spare, because I have to sit on each other's shoulders, 2 need to be driving. There are 8 normal kobolds and 7 zombie kobolds with acid burns in their clothing and armor.
Ugh.
We don't really move inconspicuously. I think that we gave that up long ago. So, Fang looks at the group and he says, "That seems like a lot of extra passengers."
Valen says, "Do the thing," and they all look at you and go, salute, like really awkwardly.
Spitz will kneel down and like get as close to eye level with the kobolds as she can. And say, "Hello, it's me again.
Hi!
I see you're all doing well.
We got food!"
That's wonderful. Now, my friends and I are wondering if you could help us we got kind of a long drive ahead of us on the dog sleds.
Do you want us to drive or do you want us to fight?
Well, and Spitz turns around and just looks at the group.
Drive.
Drive?
Yeah.
You look like a stiff breeze could kill you.
At least half of them are already dead. But, hello. Yes, we'd love your help with driving and perhaps with, like setting up camp here and there. If you'd be interested in helping us out.
We can help.
We'd love that.
And you see like 6 of them kind of like talk amongst themselves, and they're like, the other 2 live kobolds look really sad and disappointed, and the 6 come over to all of you and say, "We're ready to help you."
Thank you. And to the ones that didn't come, Spitz will go over to them and say, "Thank you too. We know that your lady is going to really need your help around here."
"It's okay. We'll get their servings of food.
You
We'll
know,
be fat when they get back."
I like the way you think. And then we'll
He gives you a big
over.
wink. Okay. Valen says, "Anything else I can do to help?"
I think that you have done quite enough. You came into our lives very quickly, and you have proven yourself just as quickly. And we are grateful for everything you have done for us in the recent.
You have proven yourself strong, and you will be a great ally to me in my quest.
I'm sure we will meet again.
What will you do now?
I've got some research to do in town, trying to find some information on some ancient artifacts and locations. I'll tell you all about it when you get back.
We will
All
share
right then.
stories.
Keep your secrets.
Well, I don't want my secrets going out into the tundra by themselves, where they, also what he has to do is kill you, cast Speak with Dead, and they'll know my secrets. So I have to be careful.
You
That's a
do,
bit
and
morbid.
it's smart to do that.
They will do that too. Dear God.
Right then.
You get onto the dog sleds. You have 3 dog sleds, each with 6 wolf-sized dogs, driven by 2 kobolds, like one on top of the other shoulders. They switch out every once in a while.
Oh, you have to.
And who's going to be on what dog sled?
Shall we go a big one with a small one? We've got 3 oversized people
Yeah,
in
I was
the
gonna
party.
say.
the only small one.
That's true, but doesn't Oak weigh like 400 pounds?
It's like
He's a big boy.
550 pounds.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So maybe we just match up the closest to opposites like Trax and Oak, and then I'm like 306. So me and maybe me and Bran, if you wanna hop on
Have I
my.
put on that much, or?
No. I'm saying you're so much lighter than I am.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No. I'm not in that. But we're not body shaming here.
It's like,
No,
oh my
not in this
God.
group. No, we can have some good chats.
I look forward to it.
And Spitz, you will take this one with me?
That would be wonderful.
Tin Towns, because of the dragon attack, it seems as if like you're traveling through the tundra and it's just quiet. The snow, the blizzard which hit during the dragon attack has petered out for the most part, but there's still flurries of snow, but it's quiet. You don't really even see any animals out and about as you travel to the south. You make it to the forest, just a few hours. You start cutting across the tundra. I'd like everybody to make a survival check. And the river, the Red Run, frozen, solid. You actually have to, the kobold's kind of like, let's go to the ice. Let's go to the ice. That'll be fun. What do you want to do? And they kind of look at you as a,
Do you want our survival checks? Because I rolled really well, and I just want to tell you.
But I actually did.
yeah, that's what's happening.
Don't want to waste that roll.
I know.
I survived.
Spitz, the ice looks really solid. I mean, it's ice.
I know. And it's been winter for years.
Yeah.
If there are no objections, I say we go for it.
That's
Truly, not 2 days ago.
If it's going
The
to be
kobolds
safe.
go, Wah! And suddenly the sleds the dogs like, and go off the embankment and go down onto the ice. Like, everybody make a dexterity check to hang on to the sled.
Just straight dexterity.
Man,
Yeah, just straight dexterity. Yeah.
can I give
16.
you my survival roll? I just wanted to tell you.
That's a 12 for Donaar.
You're fine. You're fine.
23.
You're
go.
perfect.
Wow.
Brand's doing that thing like
Four.
when people are on like the like not holding on like the subway, but he's like
Yeah.
kind
He
of
lets
riding
go
it like a
and does
surfboard.
Yeah.
360 as we go off.
Kick flips
Spitz.
his dog.
Yeah, the sled, Spitz, your sled actually gets air.
Wow.
And you look behind you, and you just see Fang, not holding on to anything, sailing parallel to the side of the Make a dexterity saving throw.
Wow. I got a dirty 20 on the last roll
Oh no.
for that one. That one's a 12.
That's fine. That's enough.
Okay.
You reach out and like this boom, Goliath hand reaches out and grabs you and pulls you back in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't know these kobolds had so much face to them.
Telling me about it.
And they noisily travel along the river. They look like they're having fun for about an hour. And then it gets colder. It's just starting to get late in the day. The really nice thing is that I think as you're going along the river, at noon-ish, the sun kind of peaks just barely over the horizon, and you get a little daylight kind of filtering onto the sky for a moment. But you can see some kind of colors coming from the sunlight, but then the darkness reasserts itself and just pushes the light away once again. And the kobolds kind of tire out. They're still driving, but they're on the ice. They get to about north of where you see some like towering mountains to the south of you. And you can kind of see... Everybody make a perception check from here.
13 for Trax.
27.
God damn it.
Damn.
16. Wow.
It's like, I perceive everything.
Natural 20.
Damn,
Hey.
Fang and Bran. Bran, you think you can see some little wisps of smoke coming from some place up in the mountains. Fang, the wind kind of like calms down for a moment, and you hear sounds of metal and clanking coming from a point up in the hills where you can see the smoke kind of coming, but you can hear like some voices. And it's in a language. What languages do you know? You and Bran know?
I know Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, and Undercommon.
I only know Common and Sylvan.
Okay. Yeah, it's a language you do not know. But it's kind of like high-pitched a little bit.
And we're like...
But it's just a murmur. You're probably like about, as the crow flies, about a couple of mile or two. You're right here.
Looks like campfires ahead.
But it's up, like on a spur of one of the mountains. Probably several hundred feet above you. So you'll have to like travel around a couple of miles and to get to an area where you can get up to it.
If we need to go. They may be out of our way.
Well, there's a chance. You never knew.
And Trax, this is where you need to go.
It looks like whoever's at that camp is in possession of the Shield Guardian.
Oh. All right. Guess we're going.
Well, we know at least that they don't have control of it. As far as I know, the only one who can control it is me. So, at least we know that.
Do you know how to control it when we get there?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Can you tell if it's still active?
I don't know.
Trax, you know that if it was still active, you would have been able to have called it to yourself.
So, if I was able to call it to myself, I would know that it was active. I just rephrased what Ron said, so it sounded like something I said.
I distinctly heard the sound of metal when on our travels, and
It's like chains clanking, possibly.
maybe they are working on it, whoever they are.
Or maybe they scrapped it. Either way.
Yeah, can't rule that out.
If they scrapped it, they perhaps have something better.
And at this point, we're close enough to not check it out.
We came all this way.
Now, is this a situation where they own this thing and we're taking it from them and we can expect to scrap kind of ourselves? I guess we don't know. I see the shrugs.
We don't know.
Good plan. Should we
I'm gonna
sneak
read.
up?
I'm gonna learn all I know in my inventory.
While Zach's doing that real quick, Oak would take a second just to kind of like future flavor things. He would take a second and say, Kai and I clash very often in our ideals, but one thing I did grow to admire was his planning and his strategy. And he would take a quick second. One of the maneuvers I took is Commander Strike, which is like I can basically, if I land an attack, I can give an attack to somebody else.
Nice.
So I would establish with each person some sort of like signal or call out, and then whatever they choose to do with their attack would be the signal that I had given. Just to kind of flavor that for the future when I use Commander Strike. And Bren,
hell yeah.
we will learn
That's
what you
really
can
cool.
do soon enough.
Josh, I'm going to send you a message real quick.
So, can I since I'm attuned to the amulet and I'm just reading it, can I just act like, because Trax is well learned, maybe he learned
Right.
these things in school.
What it's like to play.
Can I just say some information from it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, as far as I know, if I'm within 10 feet of the Guardian, I can use the amulet to reactivate it. There's a chance it may not activate, so if I could get some help, perhaps some guidance.
You know, closer to
Something-
time, Trax, I might tell you something that Well,
I
help you
have
emotionally.
to roll kind of high, matter of speaking,
Oh yeah,
how the help I could get.
hypothetically, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll figure it out,
We got
Trax.
it. We'll
but,
figure it out. We got it.
Like within 10 minutes of when you think it needs to happen.
I'll let you know. We'll
Yeah.
hopefully it won't be a rush. We'll be able to do it.
So you're coming up this path, and the mountain just kind of like winds up the hill, and you can see this huge wooden structure that looks like just like these towers that have been built out of the mountain, the spur of the mountain coming out from the main range. It almost looks like a prison. It's like there's like these watchtowers overlooking and see every part of the complex. And you can see these figures kind of moving about on top. I'm assuming everybody's being stealthy.
Yeah. We're trying.
Actually, let's do a stealth check, everybody.
Can you just assume?
Brain gets an 84.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Oh my God, Brand!
Oh my god, a nat one.
Are you serious?
I rolled
Trax.
an 8.
Yeah.
Can we just
Um,
hold Trax and smuggle him?
This is like kind of as you're coming up the path, and you can see like the smoke from cauldrons or fires, like kind of trailing thinly through the air, blowing away in the wind. What do you do with the dog sleds as do you leave them down bottom of the hill with the kobolds?
We can
Spitz
tie
would,
them to something.
yeah, Spitz would also probably speak with animals and be like, "It's gonna be okay. We just need you to be quiet for a bit here."
Did I do good? Did I do good? Did I do good?
You did great. You did so good.
Tell them not to leave without us.
Don't leave without us, okay?
You've got the food. I want the food.
Yes, correct. I'll wait for the large bear lady.
Brant's just gonna kind of clock this whole conversation.
These, Bran, they're dogs. They're wolf-sized.
What color are they?
They are kind of grayish, husky-looking.
I like them.
And there's 6 for each dog size, so there's 18 total.
So many dogs.
Wow.
So 6 per sled.
Yeah,
6
dude.
per sled, yeah.
I'm
Yikes.
gonna
Okay.
hesitate just a little bit before walking away from the sled. Just a lingering look, and then I'm gonna keep on going.
Okay.
Spitz will also really be like, "If you see anybody who isn't us, attack them real quietly if they're like mean, okay? You have my permission. Bye. I love you."
You see, as you're...
I say I love you to every dog I've ever met. The end.
Okay, sorry.
Spitz, you have to name them. Okay.
Okay.
All 18.
I will.
God.
I
She will. You know that.
As soon
I'll
as you
send
name
you
him,
a
one's gonna
message.
die.
Yeah.
No!
Yep, don't do it.
Sparkle died.
As you're approaching from the east, the eastern approach, Bran... Actually, give me a marching order up the hill. Let's do that.
Oh, we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Ron, I sent you a really quick message just whenever you have 2 seconds.
I'll probably be in the middle.
Fang will take near the front. Is this like hands and knees climbing up, or is it just steep trudging?
It's just trudging. It's just the snow's deep.
Okay. Yeah, he'll stay toward the front.
If you went further up past where this fortress seems to be, you probably would have to start making mountaineering checks. But other than that, I think it's just a slow, arduous climb.
How far away are we currently?
You're about 500 yards, I think. Enough where you can see the outlines of the fortress. There are 3 squat watchtowers, 2 overlooking the eastern approach, and a third atop the cliffs to the west. It looks like the way this mountain spur, it's kind of a slope down going to the east where you're coming from, and the fortress is on the west. Like there's a cliff on the west, so it's kind of like perched on the cliff. It looks like each watchtower is about 20 foot tall and has a rickety wooden ladder leading to the top where a thick column of smoke issues from a brazier. And you can see kind of like movement from the tops of them, but you're too far away to get more than that.
Do the braziers give off any light?
A little bit, yeah.
You can see people?
Yeah, like the silhouettes
Cool.
of people.
Brand's going to get to as we approach.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets about 300 feet away from the furthest tower, he's going to stop.
Okay.
What?
Oh no, you're good.
Oh.
This is just probably where I'll set up.
Oh, okay. We'll keep going then.
What would you like to do?
Look, can we team meeting?
Yeah.
All right. Look, I know we aren't always the best at diplomacy, but perhaps maybe we should try and talk to them first.
Yeah, I would love that, and avoiding maybe any kind of confrontation would be super nice.
Because look, they may not. I'm sure that they have at least someone, maybe some higher ups that we could speak to, that we could appeal to their logos and say, look, as soon as the Donaar take Icewind Dale, everyone is in danger, and perhaps we can make a deal.
This seems like a nice plan. In case it doesn't work, I would like to be close to you with this shield I have here.
I like that as that plan B. I like that. If it doesn't work out, then we kill them all.
Can any of you whistle?
I don't have my normal lips, so no.
Can you
Through these scales, I can do something.
Can you do it loudly?
Don't try to do it loud. Sorry.
Not yet.
Sorry. My bad. Muscle memory.
I have faith in you.
But also, I do have Alandi, who I could easily signal. Are you looking for a signal?
If you run into a problem, I will start taking them down.
I could send Alandi straight up into the air.
That'll work.
All right. In case you can't hear, it's windy. There might be a commotion, but it might be like a good commotion. You know, they might be excited, like, yeah, new friends, and we don't want you to mistake that.
Sure.
So, all right.
Should the 5 of us go and Bran can watch our backs, as it were? Or should we split up more than that?
Sounds good to me.
It is not a bad idea to have something in our back pocket. I think diplomacy-wise, if we expect to walk away with the Shield Guardian, perhaps if they resist, we can offer to bring it back. Maybe
that's true. I'm willing to bring it
for
back
the dragon. But if things get ugly and their people get captured, it would be good to have some aces in the hole, so to speak.
Oh, I just plan to get you guys out. I mean, I'll be able to reach them.
You think it will be that easy?
Brand's just going to reach to his hip and pull out this strange contraption and just kind of forcefully punch it into the open space, and these wire tines are going to whip out the side. And what it is essentially a very steampunky kind of version of a compound bow.
Let's go. Oh my god.
Is it bad that I want him to need to use that?
I might ask you to take a look at that later, but later.
I think you'll be very interested in it. A friend made it for me back in the day, so no
Thank
problem.
God we have a ranged fighter with us.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can with this short bow, but I'm not.
I felt really sorry for y'all for that whole dragon fight. I'm just like, they don't have any range.
Just javelins.
And we still got
It was
close.
me. I think it was just me with the range.
Yeah.
I had my
but
short bow. I was trying.
I was trying to get inside it with
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
there.
you were.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think we need to. Let's not make the dragon. Let's not objectify the dragon.
This isn't Shrek. This is not Shrek.
Whoa.
Keep it PG-13, please.
Speaking of which, what kind of dragon is it?
Oh, it's Shadowlin. It's a mechanical dragon that the Durgar created.
Oh, all right.
Find its pieces. It's best not to touch them, we've learned.
We found that that's not good.
As long as it's not a real dragon, we're fine.
No, but it just
Not yet. Who knows what they have in store, you know?
No, that is true.
I don't know if they would be able to turn it in. Anyway, sorry. Let us continue.
Anyways,
Okay, so how are you going to approach where you basically you're about a few hundred yards away. You're going to be approaching these positions. I've put you on the map. However you want to arrange yourself, but how would you like to approach? Stealthily? Are you just walking up to introduce
I feel
yourselves?
like-
I kind of like... Sorry.
I was going to say, I feel like maybe I should go first. I'm the least physically intimidating,
Right.
and I feel like maybe they'll find a kinship with me. I don't know.
I was going to say, I like the idea of Trax, like, leading... like 4 people side by side that are very, very large, but he's very small.
Maybe, perhaps,
As a bodyguard style.
Perhaps.
Ideally, I would like to be able to help in case they turn hostile. I'd have to be within 5 feet to you for that, but it's your call, diplomacy boy.
I mean, I can take care of myself, but also, yes, maybe you should keep close to me.
You could be on my shoulders so they could see you better.
Okay, well, I'll do that.
and just remember, if you get into trouble, send up your that, and we'll help you out.
You hear that? All right, you ready?
Let's go for it.
If you have the plan, best of luck.
Brune's gonna do his kind of old man walking stick thing a little bit.
Okay.
Brand's gonna put a knee in the snow and just...
You're hanging back. Okay.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
300 feet.
How far back? 300 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you just approach, the 4 of you with Trax in the front.
No, I'm on
And you
Spit's
hear...
shoulders.
Yeah, okay. Let's miss his shoulders. And you hear... You're not being stealthy. Let me see if they actually... Because it's dark. They're not dark, but it's like late in the day, so they're tired. May not be able... Ooh, 19 on that observation roll. One of the creatures... And you kind of like see them like lean over the walls of the watchtower. And they're not that tall. And maybe 4 or 5 feet tall. And one says... And the other says, "Who goes there?"
We mean you no harm. We wish to speak to your leader.
"Who are you?"
We bring an important message.
"Speak your message."
We would like to speak to whoever is in charge.
And you hear like gibbering back and forth. What languages does everybody speak?
Donaar's got common and draconic.
Okay.
I got common, druidic, dwarvish, and giant.
Okay.
Trax is common, draconic, elvish, and sylvan.
Okay. You all do not understand their language. It's like, "Do not come any closer. Say why you were here."
All right, look, we bring important information about your safety. We mean no harm. I promise you that.
Make a insight check. Like, no, sorry, persuasion check. They're making an insight check.
If Oak starts coughing like an old man, can he give him advantage on that?
How would that give him an advantage?
I don't know. That would
Feel
not
sorry. They look.
I do not persuade very
Yeah.
well.
If somebody wants to make an insight check, I'll let you make an insight check.
I would love to if I
would
could.
do
Wait, can I do
an
that?
insight check.
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
Oh, I got
so.
a 21 on insight check.
Holy
Oak,
shit.
they are wary. They seem to be wary of outsiders.
That makes sense.
Like, same.
What would it take for us to be able to speak with your leaders?
You want to speak to Yarbnock?
Yes.
They talk for a second. What was that persuasion roll?
6.
A 6.
Can I help him because I'm holding him up?
Do any of you have any light sources?
I can. No, but I can cast bonfire.
Like, how much can they see of you right now? Is it just kind of like dark shadows in the snow?
Sang didn't cast anything.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But because we didn't really talk about it, so
I'll give 10 gold pieces to whoever will go and get their leader for us.
And they talk to each other.
Open offer.
Oak will nudge him and just say 20.
20. Last offer.
You see no store here? We cannot buy anything.
That's a good point. Shit.
I will send word to Yarbnock. The other says, stay right there. And you see, to the south of you, the 4 creatures in the towers, and you think they have some sort of bows, and they're like drawn, but not like fully drawn. They're ready to attack you. They've got an arrow trained on 4 of you.
Is it dark where they are?
Where they are, the archers to the south here, it is not dark. There's a brazier.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
You wait for a second, and the other goblin comes back. Yarbnock says go away, unless you have something to give us.
What can we give you?
What do you have?
Do we have to wait for Yardnock? What?
What do you need?
Spitz, I'm losing my patience here.
I'm always ready to throw hands, you know that.
Should we just do it?
Let's give them a little bit. Let's hear what their response is.
I have a small tin that smells like fish.
Is it fish?
I
No.
have...
But you could trick someone with it
Make a
to
persuasion
make them
roll.
think you have fish.
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage.
It was the trinket I rolled at the beginning of the game. I have literally never brought up. Oh my god, a natural 20.
Oh my god. Okay. This
No fucking way.
the one creature who you can now see as he jumps from the battlements atop a wolf, riding a wolf,
Sure.
and lands in the snow, and you see him kind of like, and you see, no, come back, they're tricking you, the outsiders are tricking you, and he's
It's not a trick.
it like runs up to you, you kobold, we hate kobolds,
Oh, I'm not a kobold. I'm an elf that looks like a kobold.
and he kind of tilts his head towards you.
I hate kobolds too. Don't worry about it. Look, do you want the fish tin or no?
I want the fish tin. It's like, be careful, the other one says. You see this goblin walk out onto the battlement next to the other goblin. He's like, what are you doing? In his stilted voice. And the other goblin says, we have visitors.
Hello. We mean no harm. We do not come seeking violence. We simply seek audience.
It's hard to see him in the shadows, but he seems to have like this enlarged head for a goblin. There's a huge head, big ears that come out. He looks magnificent for a goblin. It's like just royal. The other goblin, comes up to you. That gets off the wolf, comes up to you, Trax.
So as the goblin off the wolf comes up
Yeah.
and say,
As a show of good faith, here is the fish tin.
And he nervously holds out his hand.
I'll toss down the fish
He
tin.
grabs it and gets back on his wolf and runs back. He's like, it smells like fish, but there's no fish.
I told you. Something magic. I don't know. Weird drinking.
Yarbnock says, "So, strangers, what do you need? Why have you come to Karkalok?
Are you in command here?
I am Grand Chief of Karkalok, Yarbnock."
Yarbnock, yes. My name is Trax. I feel like it is of good diplomacy to introduce oneself as well. We must speak with you. Are you familiar with the dragon attack on 10 towns?
We are not. What has happened?
A Duragar fortress has unleashed a weapon of terrible destruction upon 10 towns, and he hopes to conquer all of Icewind Dale, including this fortress. His invisible, terrible Duragar will find their way here and take everything you have, unless you help us.
Karkalok is defended. We can defend ourselves against anything. No one can get up here.
You cannot defend yourselves against a dragon that breathes radiant light down on anything.
He looks at you like, what kind of dragon breathes radiant light? Everybody make an insight check.
A mechanical dragon. 17 for Trax.
17 for Donaar.
14.
16.
19!
Okay, who was high?
Spits.
Also a 19 for Fang.
Okay, Spitz and Fang. He got really inquisitive and curious when he's talking about radiant damage. What kind of dragon does radiant?
Spitz will just, since Trax is right there, be like, he seems perhaps a bit too interested in radiance.
This dragon, it was able to shoot a beam of hot, white, radiant energy down. It destroyed.
Are you saying it's a machine?
Yes, it is a construct. Are you familiar with Chardalin?
I am not.
It is a foul material that they have constructed this dragon out of, full of malice. It will find its way here if we do not defeat it.
You have warned us. Now go.
We are in need of your help.
You think we can help you? This little goblin village?
Yes, you are in possession of a construct yourself. Are you not?
No.
Insight check.
Yeah.
I don't need to insight check to know that you are lying to us.
He's lying, yeah.
But I will insight check if you... Oh, you're right. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye!
What if I told you that I would be able to repair that construct, use it to fight the dragon, and return it to you fully functioning? And he's going to take the amulet out. And he's going to say, with this amulet, you can control this device. But if you want us to leave with this amulet, then...
Oh, no.
I think once Trax takes out the amulet, Fang readies an attack action, just like with no weapon, just a barehanded attack in case Yarbnock makes a move for it.
He says, because he's still up on the battlements and Trax is still 60 feet away.
Okay, never mind.
He thinks for a moment, Yarbnock thinks for a moment and says, are you saying that is a shield guardian amulet?
It is. Now, I honestly don't mean to intimidate you, but we are a formidable fighting group. We could come in there and take that shield guardian.
Oh, no, you do not have to. We see your mighty power. Would you like to come in for dinner?
Insight check.
Yes, we shall. What do you think?
No, please approach and enter from the south. I will have to warn the guards against rushing any strange men.
I'm gonna as they're kind of scrambling to do that, I'm gonna record a little message and put it into Alandi and say, go to Bran. And it's gonna fly over. I'm gonna have her fly over to Bran and drop off this little message. And it's gonna say, we're heading in. You might want to find a better vantage point.
This goblin gets on the wolf and kind of heads to the south. Would you like to follow him? You see a Yarbnock kind of pointing. Follow Gyarg over there. He will take you.
Spitz, what do you think?
Quietly, Spitz is gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Mm-hmm.
And as quietly as she can, say to the wolf, "Are they treating you well?
My belly is not as full as it could be.
Do you think they'll try to attack us?"
Make a persuasion roll. This one raised me from a pup.
What was it? Persuasion? 14.
If you show no aggression, if you do not growl, they will not growl.
"I'll have some extra venison for you, for your service. Thanks."
He like licks his lips.
And
And you see the goblin kind of like pet, like, what? Are you okay?
and
So we're following them?
yeah. Go ahead and move
Yeah.
down there. Follow him.
yeah, Spitz relays the
Get
message.
close to the goblin. Now let us move everybody all together. You see another to the south. You see another this third watchtower that's on the cliffside. And then as you approach this area, you hear some goblins shouting in goblin, and the gates start to open. The gate is 20 foot tall, fashioned out of cross-hatched pieces of wood that have been lashed together. There is a heavy chain, like the gate is like you can see through it. It's just pieces of wood. But you can see a heavy chain and padlock, and you see a goblin on the other side take a key, big key, and thump into it and unlock the padlock and undo the chains and open the doors. And they let you inside. You are so far away right now. You hear a voice coming from inside, like, "Snobsnuck, do not attack. We have visitors." And you hear a big booming voice. It's like, "But I want to attack. I am ordered to attack." It's like, "Shut up, Snobsnuck. Do what you're told."
Oh, no.
And you go inside the gates, and you see these bridges that have been constructed. Everybody make kind of like an investigation roll.
A hot 3 for Donaar.
16 for Oak.
Another nat 20 for 28.
Wow!
And I'm wasting all these good rolls.
No, I
Trax.
mean, I think that fish tin
Oh
roll
my god.
has done us
Iconic.
remarkably well.
Roll a death save. A
That's a
1.
future soundbite for sure.
Roll to give a goblin your
Yes.
fish tin. A 20.
These bridges that are constructed, there's one that's 30 foot high and 50 feet high, and they stretch across these two kind of like peaks on either side. And one of them has a piece that's kind of like, looks like it's collapsed onto the ground below, the one that's for the 50 feet one. And you see this large goblin on top of a warg, large wolf, nasty looking, like matted fur. And he's got a spear ready. And you see the warg's kind of like uneasy, wanting to attack, and Snobsnuck is like holding him back by the reins. But Trax, you see that the bridges look like they are recently constructed, and looks like they continually go under repairs. Like there's pieces of wood that have been added to sections to repair something that's fallen apart, refortified. And it doesn't look like as if it's like been attacked. It looks like as if it's just kind of poorly made and falling apart. You see chains dangling down from these areas right here. They're chains dangling down to empty cages. And one of the cages has a deceased corpse inside of it. And you can't tell what it is. It's obviously been probably weeks old, but there's a raven inside kind of pecking at it. Blackbird. Further in, you see a couple of more underneath the northwest. You see some more cages. And they continue to guide you into the fortress. And then some other goblins are like holding the warg down. The warg's like bucking now, and Snobsnuck falls off onto his butt, like backwards. They get the warg kind of under control again. And they're like, "We'll take you." And up ahead, you see the Shield Guardian. It is this 30-foot tall wooden watchtower is connected to snowy ridges on either side of it by wooden bridges. Hanging off it are a pair of empty iron cages. And dangling underneath the tower's raised platform is a 9-foot tall, golem-like construct with a helm-shaped head. This humanoid contraption is attached to an arrangement of ropes and pulleys that make it look like a giant marionette. There are ladders on either side. This walkway back here is 30 feet tall. But there's ladders leading up to this platform, and the goblins can lead you over the ladders. It's like, go up. We'll take you there. Take you to Yarbnock. Do you continue?
Okay, thank you. I'll go.
Great.
Okay, just want to make sure you didn't say Shield Guardian. Boom.
Right.
So far, they're being to their word.
I'm still so stressed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, super stressed.
Fang is really trying to toe the line of like intimidation, but also like non-threatening. So he ends up being more awkward than he means to. His arms are really stiff, and it's like way too much of a performance for him, and he's just being awkward, quiet.
Have I lost visual on them at this point?
You have. Once they went inside, you kind of lost visual unless you got up higher. He says, Yarbnock has sent me to fetch you for dinner.
All right, thank you.
He goes along the passageway and onto this slope here, and there's wooden planks on the edges that he kind of, like, they're really treacherous. He just kind of dances across them, and then takes you over to this battlement, the battlement to the east. And across the battlement...
On the way, Okul just kind of asked Donaar, what do you think is for dinner?
Quietly, Donaar's going to say, it's not going to be good. I wanted to offer to help and, season and things, but I figured I should hang back. Just like if they have salt and pepper on the table, use it.
Just be prepared to be nice about it.
Yeah, for sure.
The goblin leads you to another goblin who's standing outside of this door to the north, and it's leading into a building. It seems to be the only, like, real building in the complex, and it's constructed so it's overhanging the ledge, so like you can see as you get to this bridge leading up to the doorway that there's a good 200 feet fall if you just kind of hop over. The goblin stands to the side and leads you into this room right here. Could everybody move into this room where Yarbnock is waiting you?
It won't let me. There we go.
Bran, what are you doing?
Since Bran's lost visual on them, he's just going to start scanning for the people that he can see. Just keeping track to make sure they're kind of walking their beat and not...
Right. Make an insight check, but they look like they're just going back to guarding, though.
Just want to make sure they're not like, okay, it's time for the plan to happen. That's a 10.
You do notice that this goblin, if you're up high enough where you can see everything, actually make a survival check to get to a high enough location. Okay. Let's do that.
That wasn't great. 13.
You can get kind of part way up on this. In the darkness hides you a little bit. Do you want to make a stealth roll as well?
Do they rely on dark vision?
They do, I think. Goblins have dark vision.
Then they can't see me.
If they have dark vision, they can't see you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
There's one goblin standing guard outside. He's got like this axe, a little bit too big for him, but he's just holding the axe kind of nervously. Inside, there's a table, and there's like some scraps of food on here, and you go inside. Yarbnock is this odd-looking goblin with cold weather clothing, and his head looks like it's big for a goblin's head. Ears going on. I'd like everybody to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
Saving throw?
It's saving throw.
-1.
Who rolled not so great?
I rolled an 11, so I don't know.
I rolled a nat 1.
I gotta...
Okay, so I'm gonna use. Well, I don't know if that's helpful. I'm gonna use my new. I rolled an 18. I'm gonna use my. What is it called? My new thing, Flash of Genius. I'm gonna give you a +5 to that. I don't know if that probably doesn't help, but.
Can I retroactively use inspiration to roll a second time?
I haven't announced the results.
I got a 15.
Okay, I'm gonna use it then. I feel like not a nat 1 would be better. Okay. 6.
Okay.
So 11. I give him a +5.
Yeah.
Okay. Fang, what did you get?
16.
Fang, Trax, what did you get? You got
18.
18. Okay, Trax and Fang. You look at the goblin, and you see that his face looked scarred for a second, like battle-hardened, but it's like a bigger than normal face. And then you look at it, and the jaw is made of metal, and his ears are made of like this weird fabric, and suddenly you see through the illusion, and it's just a goblin costume.
He's the only one in the room?
Yeah. And he looks at you and says, I can see it in your eyes. You've seen through it.
You can drop the charade.
You've got to help me. I'm stuck here.
Do you seriously need help?
I do. They're going to kill me. They're going to throw me off the cliff. They're getting suspicious.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, as we spend
well, it's a 5.
at least a minute interacting with him, I want to use my new Know Your Enemy ability to... I want to find out his total class levels.
Oh God!
Oh, wow!
Damn.
So just add up what class levels.
Yeah, I
he
think
has.
just like whatever level he is.
He is a challenge rating half.
Okay.
Never mind.
I got a dirty 20 on the insight also.
He is like scared out of he's possibly pissing himself right now.
Oh yeah.
My name is really, and he takes off the helmet, and it's a rock gnome, big nose. He's like, my name is Spellix Romwad.
I'm not going to say anything.
And I have my friends were captured by these goblins, and I tried to rescue them, but then I came up with this brilliant plan where I could disguise myself using my magic and become one of them and sneak in, but they proved to be very friendly, and they seemed to like me a lot, and they made me their chief.
Okay, here, this changes things a little. Would you like to get back to 10 towns?
Yes. However, I think they're getting suspicious of me because they called me Yarbnock because it means gnashing teeth, and my jaw is starting to malfunction. I can't quite fix it, and it's like he like kind of pokes it in the helmet, and the jaw starts like jabbering up and down. It makes a grinding noise, and he like hushes it for a second. It's like, we have to be really quiet. I know the healers. One of the healers, I think one of the healers has figured out who I am. I just don't know how to get out of here.
Do goblins value bravery? I don't know anything about.
Not at all.
They respect that. No.
No.
What do they respect?
They respect strength, and they respect cowardice in the face of strength.
Here's what you're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. You're going to come with us. We're going to take the shield guardian. We're gonna say that you, as the strongest goblin, are going to come with us to fight the dragon because you are so brave that you do not fear the dragon, that you're going to go kick the dragon's ass. And you're going to come with us.
Okay. However,
okay.
I was going to offer you this too to help me get out.
Okay, well, you tell me.
And he goes into this side door and picks up, like there's this, it's a 10-foot square room featuring 2 wooden shelves holding half dismantled objects. In the middle of the room is a metallic egg-shaped crate as big as he is. And you look at it and Trax, there are, it's made of metal. It's about 3.5 foot tall, 3 foot wide, with a flat base that allows it to stand upright. And it has seams at the top that seem to suggest that it opens like a flower. It looks smooth, but it kind of has like little like patterns on it. There's a bulging midsection that has a little square box that's real thin, and it has 9 buttons on it. And the buttons have little like bumps on it, tracks which look very familiar to you because you've worked on such a device on a certain mini mind flayer's ship.
Where did you get this? What's in this?
Some of the goblin hunters we sent out for food brought it back. There was a comet in the sky, and this fell from it.
Okay, don't leave that alone. Don't touch that.
Are you sure? I was going to offer it to you to help.
No, never even. Don't even look at it.
Fang will nonchalantly approach it. He hasn't said a word yet, and he'll just telepathically he'll say, "Pinky, do you recognize this?
This is a transport crate.
And what does it do?"
You can put things in it that are bigger than what the box is.
Interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fang out loud, he says, "Is it so? What does it do? Is it bigger on the inside or something?" And he gives a small little chuckle as if he's making a joke.
I don't know. I can't get into it. I've tried. It just the buttons glow red when I try to push it, and I'm a smart gnome. I think I could get it into it, but also I'm really tired of speaking Goblin. You've got to get me out of here.
Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I think your plan is good. I mean, do you think we should take the box? Do you think we'd leave the box? I don't know.
And we can take the box. I don't know. I don't like their stuff. All right.
Whose stuff?
Fang
I don't trust shit.
He says, "Let me ponder this for just one moment longer," and he'll ask Pinky again. Right. He'll say, "Do you know how to open this?"
It's you put in a number, I think.
Do you know the number?
It's different for every box, I think.
I can't imagine there were many ships with this kind of technology flying around. You any number that is important to Dread of X?
Try 5. Oh, that's a good idea. He thinks. Try 17 452 412. That's his birthday.
Fang will put those numbers in.
The number is kind of like ting, 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 ting.
Fang, what are you doing?
And the lights go green. And suddenly the thing opens up. And suddenly this black ooze shoots out into the ceiling. And this black pudding kind of like all over, like filling the entire room. And then suddenly out of the black pudding, these 3 pseudopod-looking things with mouths like gibbering and chattering at you. They start chattering. Everybody's like, you feel your minds kind of go numb for a second. Roll initiative, and that's where we're going to end for the night.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh no!
Do you want us to roll? You want us to roll now?
No, we'll roll next time.
Wow.
She really wanted us to take the box, so I thought it was safe.
Should I name the dogs now, or are we waiting?
Let's do it as a after the wrap up.
Okay, cool.
And I mean,
Ron does his wrap up. It'll just be
Yeah.
you softly.
As the Tony Award music.
Boris.
Ragnar.
My name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter at Ron88KeysRBDM. Please subscribe and leave us a review on Podchaser or Apple Podcasts and share us with all your friends. Follow us on Twitter at Severed Sons DND and join our Discord and join our Patreon. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast, D&D Beyond, Roll20, and thank you to Syrinscape, Andre Sitkoff at the Monument Studios for the amazing sound effects and music. Stay frosty. Okay, dogs.
Boris. Broggy. Fenrir.
Big fan.
Bor. Tyr. Not.
Bye, everybody.
Gunter.
Good night.
Dagger.
See ya.
Magni.
Drive safe.
Bitch.
Tip your wait staff.
Christopher.
We'll
Jorgen.
see you next week.
Matthias.
I'm busy.
Katya.
You'll be there.
Asger.
When Manuel Miranda's here.
Which one's gonna die first?
Vigo.
That's on who dies first.
Frank.
Thanks to Fred Armisen. Thanks to Amy Poehler.